What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Today we are on our way to Atascadero, California. I'm going to be visiting a buddy of mine, Dave. Dave owns Bolt Motorcycle Hardware. I wanted to take you guys with me on a tour of the facility. This is very dangerous. Don't do this while you're driving, by the way. Hopefully this will be the first of many types of tours within motorcycle industry realm. I'm excited to do this today. It's always great to see Dave. Look up to the guy very much. He's been a great mentor to me. He's one of those buddies that's more of a driving force and always keeps me kind of pointed in the right direction with what I'm trying to do with mXrevival, and whether he knows it or not, and I think he does. He's been a huge help and inspiration to me, and probably a lot of you guys if you know him. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. California is beautiful right now. Everything is very green. If you haven't been here in the spring, it's March 6th. I think that's spring. Is that spring? I don't know. Anyways, really nice. I think this is it.
Your destination is on the right.
The Bolt shop. Look at the size of that thing. Hopefully that's the right building. Oh, there's the rig. Definitely in the right place.
Hello?
Big boy.
Hey.
Hey, I'm in the hood.
Where are you?
I'm over here by the Bolt chariot out here.
I'm back?
Yeah, should I park somewhere else?
No, that's fine. Park
Okay.
wherever you want.
All right, I got a camera out here, man. I hope you're ready to party.
Okay, it's not as polished as your stuff, so be ready.
Oh no, I love it.
We're rough around the edges here.
I like that.
All right. I will send somebody for you.
Oh wow, okay, great. To come fetch me. Well, I'm about to get fetched, so here goes nothing. Guys, look who I found.
What's up, Charles?
Dave, Bolt Motorcycle
Busy,
Hardware.
I gotta multitask.
He's doing big business right now. Give him a minute.
Thanks for coming down, man.
Thank you for having me. All right, so first time here, just got a cool surprise. We're actually going to tour the old two previous facilities.
Yeah, we had 2 locations prior to this, and this is our final location for now.
It's huge.
Yeah.
How many square feet is this bastard?
It's about 10,000 square feet.
Nice.
We bought it from the original owner who built it in 1958.
Oh wow. I like that it's right on the main road too.
Yeah.
That's cool. You pull off the freeway and there it is.
El Camino Real used to be the freeway, so this building in 1958 was on the freeway.
Okay.
On El Camino Real, and then I bought it as a guy that made machines, panel saws to build cabinets.
Okay, cool.
He occupied it from 58 until we bought it about 5 years ago, and it's
nice.
still a family-owned business in this thing.
And you live in the area and work here and everything?
Yep.
You live right down the street probably?
Right here in Atascadero, yeah.
It's a sure sign you've come to the right place when you see wasted moto tires on the ground.
We ran out of room, so we're expanding our pallet rack system, so everything's been getting yanked out and put back.
Oh yeah.
You can see, we can't even close the C-train. There's too much.
Now is that all Pro Packs and what have you?
These are all the plastic boxes we use to put the larger kits in. Yeah, it's
okay.
40-foot C-train all the way back.
Wow.
Here, we'll start at this end, because this is where it all starts, really.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's take the tour.
This is the work flow.
How you doing?
Good. So things come in this door. Okay. And all the loose inventory goes into our warehouse. Our supply, we just sold our last CNC machine because we started out as a machine shop actually, and we couldn't keep up with demand, so we started subbing work more and more. Mm. And it got to the point where we couldn't keep up with it in-house. So we finally sold our last CNC machine, and now it's all subbed out. We have a shop in Santa Cruz, shop in Illinois. We get a lot of supply from Germany, some from Taiwan, some from Turkey. So
everywhere.
We get supply from different places depending on what they do best. And then, so now we've really turned into more of like, we design the product based on what's needed for the bike. And then we bring it in, build it, manage it for our distributors and our shops and sell it out of here.
Nice, like a WPS or places like that.
Yeah, WPS is a big customer of ours.
Okay.
So we ship out of here to them, and then they service the dealers.
So do you bring the bikes in here for testing too then? New models and tear them apart?
Yeah, we'll bring new models in, and we work a lot with our Supercross riders. So like, there's a lot of guys we help at Supercross, and they get new bikes, and we work with them to find out what's going on with the new bike, what they need, and they test the product for us. Like our products on every main event on a Saturday night at Supercross, our products on a number of those bikes.
I noticed that.
Yeah, they're getting used.
It's awesome.
Pallets are going to France.
France.
Yeah, I think both of these are going to France.
All right.
And
these are for Dylan Ferrandis' bike.
Yeah, exactly. Right, this is a bag of bolts, and they go in any given pocket. Right, so like a bag will go here, a bag will go here.
Okay.
We build the kits out of them out of the bags.
Bunch of KTM bolts.
Oh, it's only got one hopper going. Usually, you know, all four going.
Oh, making a bunch of racket. More KTM?
Yeah.
Nice. What are you going to tell me?
I want to tell you about this jersey because
about this jersey.
I want to tell you how cool Travis Pastrana is.
Yeah, he's very cool.
They order bolt kits to take care of his bike. His mechanic does.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, yeah, well, we'll give you a discount or whatever. And his mechanic's like, no, it's cool. Travis is rich. Just charge him full price. So we were selling him bolt kits at full price. And Travis was so grateful. He signed a jersey and sent it to me to say thanks for the bolt kits that he paid full price for.
Travis, you're the man.
He's an awesome dude. I love Travis.
So he's as cool as everyone, as he seems, in other words.
Maybe cooler. I don't know. I've never even met him in person, but I think he's a really cool guy, so we hang up his jersey.
Thanks, Trav.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is Brian Kraft. This is the man behind the scenes at Bolt Motorcycle Hardware. What do you do, man?
Hey, I'm General Manager for Bolt Motorcycle Hardware. We do all production and inventory management here for our product. Make over 600 different bolt kits or variations of. Have like 15 million bolts, nuts, and washers in stock. Bring it all here, manufacture here, and ship out of here to 17 or 18 countries across the world.
You got a call a few minutes ago. Where were those bolts going?
That was actually from your neck of the woods, up from Sacramento.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Let's go for a tour. Come on.
All right, let's do it. All right, where are we now?
All right, we're up here at our engine fastener department. These are complete motor engine fastener kits for your bike, whether it might be a KTM, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki. It's a complete motor bolt for the external part of the motor. Ignition covers, case covers, heads, reeds, all that stuff. We have special bolts that we use in these kits that are dimple heads, which look real trick.
Yeah, they look like tie.
Yeah, it looks like tie, and it's actually an upgrade. Here's like a standard dome bolt that we put in most of our kits, and you can see the difference here. They kind of have a little bit of an upgraded, newer look. The cool thing is we have these engine kits available from really 1985 to current. So if you have an older bike, it's pretty much an instant upgrade to your bike to put the cool dimple head on. So this kit here would be for a Honda CR125. It covers a real wide range in the years from 1990 to 2007. What is that, 17 years there.
Yeah.
Cool thing is, come with this nice schematic showing where each bolt goes in the bike. So from top to bottom, we're covering the ignition cover and the case savers all the way down to the head and the cylinder. Once again, the cool dimple head bolts. All copper crush washers. It's a complete kit for all the external bolts on your motor.
This is awesome. Couldn't get any easier. This is my favorite part, how it's all itemized.
This is the pick room where Yadira picks up all the small stuff for orders.
Okay, yeah, those are the thread chasers. Those are super handy.
People love our thread chasers.
Yeah, I use those all the time.
It's basically like a tap, but you don't need a tap handle, you just need your T handle. And you can chase out those threads. It works awesome if you powder coated stuff. You can chase the threads.
Yeah.
Also, if you've blasted stuff, it leaves a little bit of grit in the threads sometimes.
It does.
Put a little dab of grease on these and chase it out. It'll be clean.
Comes out in the flutes.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, and then our bodywork kits, all that little stuff.
Yeah. So you explained to me at one point how you were able to justify actually making that.
Oh yeah, chain blocks. We don't really make billet parts. We make fasteners. That's what we specialize in, and I try not to deviate from that. But I had this chain block design in my head, and it was so cool. I wanted it. Nobody else was doing it, and so I made it. And I justified it because there is a fastener on my chain blocks because it's part of the chain block. So
there is a bolt in there.
It's still a fastener product.
Nice.
And I love these chain blocks. They work super good. So yeah, this is our pick room, and there are little. You see these on the countertops at shops all the time.
Oh, these are displays?
Yeah, our little displays, our track packs. These are all long disc wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I love my chain adjusters. Actually, I swapped them over from one bike I sold onto my other KTM. I didn't want to let them go.
Like I said, they work super good. There's other designs, and of course, because they work so good, a bunch of Chinese companies are copying them. But I still don't think they're rivaled. Ours are dialed.
All right, so we took a tour of the main bolt facility. We're gonna go check out a few of the older facilities here in town. I guess this is the third location they've been in, so that'll be kind of a fun little field trip. Going in the old Bolt motorcycle hardware rig here. And we're full as hell from lunch, so hopefully I don't fall asleep. So we're cruising through Atascadero, the mean streets of Atascadero.
Mean street.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna show you in 2003, we're gonna show you Bolt Motorcycle Hardware's world headquarters.
World headquarters.
Right here on your right.
All right, let me see.
It's that one car garage attached to that house right there.
This guy here?
Boom. Bolt Motorcycle Hardware, world headquarters.
Worldwide, right there.
Worldwide. The house wasn't included in the world headquarters. It was just the garage.
Just the 800 square feet.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's where it all began.
This is location number 1.
Location number 1.
Humble beginnings.
Yep.
For you guys watching, you started in a garage, man. You can do anything.
One car garage. It was actually a carport that I closed in to keep the weather on.
Okay, so you heavily modified that.
I modded it. I mod everything.
So this would be a Megan's Law approved neighborhood then, yeah. I take it?
My neighbor died. She was a nice lady.
Oh, rest her soul.
Yeah, I found her. It was a bummer.
Oh, you did find her?
Yeah, I found her.
You serious?
Yeah.
See,
it's okay though. She wasn't a customer. She was a nice lady though.
Every time I hang out with Dave, he has a really good story.
There's stories.
No, there's a lot of stories. So I don't know if you want to talk about it right now, but can you tell me one of the stories about like the bounties you would put?
Oh yeah. There was a guy that started making bolt kits. He'd buy like automotive hardware and he'd put it in a little box that looked like mine and say motorcycle bolt kit, and he was putting them on dealer counters on these, and the displays were cool. I'll give him that. His displays were pretty cool. And so dealers start picking them up, and so we have reps for the distributors that we're through, like WPS and Parts Unlimited, Tucker Rocky. And so we offered the reps. We said, if you get any of those displays, we'll pay you $200 for them. And so the reps started getting the displays off the counters, and then they would send me a video on their phone of crushing the display, and then I'd send them a check for $200. And it cost me a ton of money, but that guy's out of business now.
Yeah, that's how you dominate.
And now our displays are on the counter again.
I only wish you could tell the story about that two-stroke race that recently happened, or the vintage bike race, where you use the guy's land for the billboard.
Oh, we can't share that.
Yeah, we can't. I don't even know if I should. I know we can. It's too relevant right now.
It's too much.
All right, we'll save that for another day when that guy goes out of business.
Yeah.
So there's 4 locations then.
Yeah, actually, there is. Now that I think about it,
okay.
There is.
So we were at number 4, the big red barn, the big red steel kit.
Yeah.
That's number 4. That was number 1. That was a worldwide headquarters.
That was number 1.
All right, and now we are
going to number 3.
We're going to do number 3. We're ripping down the freeway here.
So our first industrial space was here. We shared a building with Atascadero Glass.
All right, they're still here, it looks like.
They're still here. They might get mad that I'm pulling through. We used to be neighbors. That shop right there, just the end unit was us.
Okay. How many square feet's that one?
It was like 2,000 or it was like 2,000 square feet. I remember getting our first like real shop. I was so pumped. This was our little office right in here.
Okay. Yeah.
I was so pumped. I was like, this is a real business, man. And I got an industrial space.
Yeah.
I was pumped.
It's killing it, man. It's part of the journey, right?
Yeah.
Keeps you going.
They were good neighbors, but we had parking wars all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I would have semis come in, and they would have their semis coming in, and things got grouchy, so it's time to move on.
This is a tough spot for big trucks, man.
Yeah, they loop around here, but it is fairly tight. Yeah, they did loop too, but I don't know how they got through here. So we're going to shop number 2, bolt shop number 2, and interestingly enough, it is Dave's current home, and some of you have heard this story before, but before we moved to Idaho in 2016, I found a 2008 RMZ 450 on Craigslist. It was blown up, and coming home from Zaka Station one day, RIP Zaka, we miss you. We stopped by this guy's house, this Craigslist seller's house. Turned out to be Dave, and I made a grand entrance by checking out the bike and continuing to lock the keys of my truck inside the cab of it right in his driveway. So thankfully they had AAA, and that's how this whole thing started here. Now he's rocking the hat. Yeah.
And he looked good, man.
That was a sweet roller you bought, that RMZ 450. The
yeah.
thing was ready to go.
Yeah, I sold it to a guy in South Dakota. I put it on a pallet and I sold it on eBay.
Had brand new wheels on it.
It did. It had some very nice accoutrement indeed.
That used to be Nathan Wood's bike.
Oh, I would have kept it if I knew that.
Yeah, it was a historical bike.
All right. Bolt Worldwide 2.0.
So, I have one boy that likes to surf.
A little bit.
And I have another boy that likes to ride.
Yeah, hard. Look at that. That's a flat. You got to send that to Pacific Crest Pipe Repair.
Oh yeah,
my boy up there.
So that's the latest casualties.
And then they're snapping mountain bikes in half all the time too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So now it's just where we keep the toys. But this was location 2 for Bolt, where we had this barn, and we would keep the bolts in that metal shed, and we'd assemble things here. And I had my CNC machines on this side. So now it's just the toy box, really.
Is that all that remains of Pro Packs right there on the ground?
Yeah. Well, my boys have actually a different bolt company, and those benches, they build their little bolt kits.
Oh, nice.
They build them for scooters.
They have a little company name yet?
Yeah, it's called Dialed Box.
Dialed Box?
Yeah.
Nice. Is it like, can people buy those anywhere?
Yeah, you can buy them. They're like, it's basically a track pack for those kids that ride scooters at the skate parks. So like there's their little logo. See the kid, he's like on a scooter.
Nice. One of your sons kills this, right? Like
yeah, they're crazy. But yeah, it's called Dialed Box.
Okay, good. The Instagram. Nice.
Yeah. If there's any, you can also, their biggest customer is called the Vault Pro Scooters online.
Nice.
They sell a ton of them.
Good job. That doesn't surprise me. Good stuff. A little bolt history lesson. There you have it. Versions 1.0 through 4.0 here. Very cool. Alright guys, so I thought I'd wrap this video up with a Q&A for my man here. It's been fun seeing all the previous locations and worldwide headquarters of Bolt Motorcycle Hardware. So I wanted to ask you how you got started doing this in the first place. You were originally living in the Bay Area before this, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Santa Cruz, California, and racing motocross. And my dad and my grandfather were machinists in the aerospace industry, so we were working on my bikes, making things for my bikes, and I had a background in working with metal, and I wanted to do something with motorcycles. And eventually I went into the construction trades to make quick money, and needed a way to write off the expense of my racing.
Yeah,
because I was paying a lot of taxes.
Right.
And I came up with the track pack, which was a little bolt kit. It was only one product.
Right. I remember that was probably in like 2000.
Well, I started the company in 2000, but I didn't have the kit come out until 03.
Okay, and that's when you started seeing them at dealerships.
Then you start seeing them on parts counter at dealerships, and I figured it'd be a side business to help write off my racing. And it started to exceed my my construction company, and so I just moved over full time.
Perfect. Yeah. So as soon as you could cover all your expenses,
yeah,
like we have something here.
Well, I'm better at this too. Like I was a fish out of water in construction. Like I just wasn't good at it.
Got it.
But working with metal, and in particular with motorcycles, that was where I had my enthusiasm, and I think I'm good at it. I'm having some success, so I really enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I enjoy all the Pro Packs for sure, and all the other innovative things you've made that are on my bikes.
I mean, it's a simple product, but you do have to know enough about motorcycles to know what guys are going to need.
Sure.
So I can sell you a bunch of bolts, and if you don't need them, it doesn't matter. I need to sell you exactly what you're going to need.
Yeah, that comes from being a rider, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
And you know, I was from the mid 80s. I was racing, so I have a lot of what otherwise would be useless information up here.
Yeah. That
I've been able to apply and make the product.
Yeah, to put it into these plastic containers.
Yeah.
One way or another.
Yeah.
That's cool. So we already talked about one funny story with the bounties on other people's displays at the dealership counter. Do you have any other like funny stories that just come to mind? Some of that stuff like that?
Well, I mean,
I know there's like probably hundreds of them because you've told me.
Yeah,
a lot of them. But
there's a lot. The motorcycle industry is super competitive. I mean, motorcycle racers are competitive by nature, and so that crosses over into the business world. So we've had to get creative a lot. I'm not as fast as I used to be, so I can't take it out on the racetrack. So
yeah, I
tend to take it out here at work by trying to be better, outmaneuver, and offer a better value, better product to my customers. And when I don't mind somebody that shows up and has something better than me.
Yeah.
But it's hard to swallow when somebody just shows up with something that's either exactly the same or not better, and then just says, "Oh, I'll do it cheaper."
Right, because you know where the idea came from in the first place.
Right.
If it's the same product.
And the market demand is there because somebody's developed that demand, and then people come in and they say, "I'll do it cheaper." And the truth is, they can't do it cheaper.
Right.
They go out of business.
Yeah.
I'm not getting rich. I'm making a great living. I'm having a good time. But yeah, we get aggressive when that happens, and people say, "Oh, I'll buy it in China and just sell it cheaper." That's not really a business.
We've talked about that in the past too, though, because you have an intent with your product to actually serve people, and the people copying the product they have an intent to make money, and it's another reason why they're not going to be around very long.
Yeah,
they're just copying this thing, maybe tweaking it a little bit.
Yeah,
and
they don't even tweak it. That's the problem.
Yeah, so they don't do anything, and then they just, like we've talked about, soulless companies in the past. That's a soulless maneuver.
They just copy it, and you think it's like a bunch of like Chinese guys or whatever. It's not. It's actually other motocross racers that are buying things that China's offering them and then selling it out of their garage or whatever.
Like an Alibaba kind of.
Yeah,
get on
they're pastors of Alibaba, which is like, I mean, if you want to do that, just go straight to Alibaba.
Yeah.
But I think our customers know the value they get, and they see the passion in what we do and when they use the product.
For sure.
And so motorcycle guys are awesome. Like our customers most of our customers aren't looking, most of Bolt motorcycle hardware customers aren't looking for the cheapest product.
Right.
They're the type of people that are looking for good product.
And this has built a reputation on that, and that, you know, before we met, like if I needed bolts, I know the diamond with the bolt, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I know what the product is. I know what I'm looking for. It's just the first thing in your mind. So
yeah, I
mean, it's there. Like everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
So, and it's, you know, like I said earlier, it's the most iconic bolt brand that there is.
And we try. We've been at it the longest, and we try, and we do marketing. We sponsor riders.
Yeah.
We do things like that. I mean, it was kind of a crazy idea to build a company with any kind of branding or image around nuts and bolts.
Fasteners, right?
Yeah, I had people tell me at the beginning it wouldn't work.
Of course, well, they weren't doing it.
Yeah, they say it wouldn't work. That's not enough of a thing to create a brand or an image around. But I mean, I think it's worked out. And I enjoy the brand and the image, and like you were saying, if somebody used my product and didn't have what I promised them, that burns, because I've been that guy at the track.
Yeah.
I've invested everything the last couple of weeks to be here at this moment.
Right.
And something like a fastener, you know,
it fails
me up.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah, and that could be even the difference in some cases between you and, let's say, the copycat, right? Like, they don't care. Like, there's no accountability there. whatever. Maybe there is with some people, but
yeah, there is passing.
It's a defining line.
Yeah.
So what do you think, like, what's your most favorite part about what you do? What you've done?
When I am able to design a product that I think has the right contents, the right things in it, and I can get at like a good price point where I think it's a super good value, it's really fun to sell things that you would buy yourself.
Yeah,
it's an easy sell. I look at it, I go, I would buy this. I think you should too, and that's genuine.
It's like a golden rule.
And it makes my job easier, and I enjoy that. Like when a guy buys one of our kits, like if you're restoring a 95 CR250 and you buy my CR steel frame kit, I'm so pumped for you. Yeah. Because you're going to go through that kit and be blown away that you got all new fasteners on your bike, and that we were able to perceive what you would need and make it easy to use. So I still really enjoy that process, and like I said, I get stoked with, even though I don't know them, like they're my buddies in a sense.
Sure.
And I understand their passion, and I get really stoked to sell them something I know they're going to use and love.
Yeah, and then you get that product, and it has literally like every bolt. You're not missing some, and then you have to use an old trusty one or go hunt down a single fastener like the body fastener. It's not a Pro Pack, right? The body fastener kit is
a
bolt or a
the little bodywork fastener kits. Yeah,
it's just called a bodywork fastener kit.
Yeah.
So the bodywork fastener kit, I open it. It has all the washers and the bolts, and if you see them on the bike, like they're all there. Like you don't have some little runaway bolt in the bottom radiator shroud. Yeah. And my bolt, there's 3 shroud bolts on one side and 3 washers.
Yeah, and they're labeled where they go.
Yeah, and they're itemized and labeled, so it's like they couldn't get any easier.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. When I open that kit, just like you did, when I open that kit, I'm like, oh, I'm stoked Charles got to use this because it's so easy to use, so cool, and I know it took care of them.
Totally.
You know,
kind of like when you hand pick 1990 CR500 bolts to make me an engine fastener kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Privileges. What do you think, or what would you say would be maybe one of your greatest challenges you've faced doing this over the years?
The greatest challenges are, I mean, there's a lot of challenges, and I don't want to be a whiner. Sometimes you just gotta yeah, that's a challenge. You gotta suck it up, but it's this concept of, like, whenever anybody has success, and this isn't just my company, this is many companies in the motorcycle industry. When anybody sees you having some degree of success, they rush it with knockoff products from China usually, and people just start brokering these products from China and rush the market when anybody's had success.
Yeah.
And again, like, competition isn't bad. Competition is good.
Sure.
But competition by nature should push everybody forward. The pattern we're in is just tearing people down. It's bringing in inferior product. It's people saying, I'll work for less, I'll work for less, I'll work for less, until people are working for nothing.
Right.
When you end up with people working for nothing, they really don't give a crap about what they're selling you.
It's completely devalued the whole concept of the product.
So where are we left, right? Yeah. There was a guy once at the track, and I went to help him because his front brake kept locking up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on? I was just trying to help him out. Yeah. And the front brake would pump up and lock up randomly. And he was like, I can't ride it, this thing's dangerous. And I look, and he has a Chinese lever on it, front brake lever.
Okay.
And I said, where did you get that lever? And he told me, and I said, the person who built this lever has never been in the presence of your motorcycle.
Right.
This is a Chinese person in a Chinese factory, and there is no CRF 250s in that factory.
Right.
I said, put your stock lever back on. And he says, no, this lever's good. I said, put your stock lever back on. Fine, no problem.
Right.
There was a tolerance issue in the lever.
Okay.
And that kind of stuff is like, that's not elevating anybody. That's just cheaper, 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 until you're really not getting anything for your money anymore.
Yeah, and all the way down to maybe this guy getting stacked on the track or something.
And then there are like Chinese companies that will actually bring in super good products. And they cost just as much as the guys who invented them or developed them.
Right.
And without even knowing it, sometimes people will move over to this Chinese product away from a company, let's say a billet company like Works Connection. They design and build all their products in the US. And then like, oh, well, I can get this other knockoff one and it's just as good. And it is, but normally you would see it's the same price. Just like Kimco. Kimco's a Chinese quad that's as good as a Honda.
Okay.
And they cost as much. So just buy a Honda.
Yeah,
just buy a Honda.
Yeah.
The parts are there. They're easy to deal with.
Right.
They know who you are. Like, this is, just buy a Honda.
Yeah, they've been in for the long game. Like, they've been around a long time.
Right.
What other moto companies have you come together with where we might find your hardware and some of their components?
There's great companies out there that, you know, we try to do what we do as best we can, and they do what they do as best they can. Like Duval Racing, those guys are machinists. They make awesome billet parts, and they buy our hardware, and so those products will come with our hardware. Works Connection is another one that we're really proud to have our hardware on their products. Enduro Engineering has been a long-time customer. A super talented machinist, very creative guy, and he uses our hardware. And I love it when that happens, when people focus on what they do best, and then they bring them together. And in the end, I think the customer benefits.
Yeah, you got a really great fusion of a couple great products.
Gets a great
that
product.
are all made here.
Yeah, and so there's a handful of other motorcycle companies or aftermarket companies that we've been able to help with their product and their fastener needs, and a lot of these are companies that I've bought their products for years, so it's cool to be working with them now.
Yeah,
because I'm a fan of their products.
Right, and the whole thing becomes intertwined.
Yeah,
yeah, it's like part of the legacy.
Yeah,
yeah. So all the Bolt motorcycle hardware products are zinc plated, right? Is that across the board? Everything's zinc in terms of bolts?
We stick to zinc.
Okay, and then you probably wouldn't use nickel for what, a multitude of reasons, or is there a reason why you don't use nickel?
Yeah, nickel is not a sacrificial coating. So zinc protects the steel because zinc actually oxidizes before steel.
Okay.
And so any oxidation happening on the fastener goes to the zinc and stays away from the steel. Amazingly, even if your zinc is compromised and there's steel exposed, it will still corrode the zinc around the steel, because as long as there's zinc, corrosion prefers the zinc, and so it preserves your fastener. Nickel doesn't oxidize.
Okay.
And so as soon as there's any compromise, it goes directly to the steel.
So it gets underneath and
so
pushes it.
A nickel-plated fastener actually accelerates the rust rate of steel.
Is it because it's maybe trapping things underneath and kind of lets it fester, or is that kind of...
Yeah, imagine if you have a nickel-plated surface and you put a pinhole in it. Okay, it's like water with pressure, right? Volume and pressure. So the oxidation is coming onto that part, and it all focuses on that pinhole, creating, figuratively, pressure.
Right.
So it's a focal point for corrosion, and it accelerates the corrosion, and then it undermines the material the nickel's plated to, and it fails, it rusts. It doesn't look good. Gotcha. And people go, oh, just be careful. As soon as you put a wrench on that bolt and fasten it, you've compromised the nickel.
You've kind of broken the plating, yeah.
And it rusts. So that's gotten a little bit popular as last couple years, and we're getting guys all the time calling up saying, I need bolts, I bought these nickel bolts and they rusted. We're having some reports that within like 2 washes, which surprises even me, within 2 washes, their nickel-plated bolts have rusted.
And that could be also because of what guys wash their bikes with, right? Maybe they're using something that's a little too caustic, or...
It could be, but the simple thing is, like, don't underestimate how smart those Japanese engineers are.
On every make, model you could possibly buy.
I could sell all my bolts nickel-plated for the same price.
Yeah.
So could they. The reason they don't do it is because it doesn't work.
Yeah, there's the longevity.
Yeah, it's a dirt bike. It's going to be in the mud, the grit. It's going to get washed. It's going to get worked on. You might see a nickel-plated fastener on a Harley, but no engineer would put it on a dirt bike with a clear conscience,
right?
Because it doesn't work.
Run into the ground every weekend,
right?
And so the KTM actually uses it's not zinc. It uses a different coating.
Yeah,
right?
They use a dacrament coating, which is not as pretty as zinc, and some people think it's an inferior coating, but it's actually more rust resistant. It's a thicker coating,
right? And
it serves the same purpose as the zinc. It's actually really good stuff.
Yeah, I actually always thought using a KTM set of bolts and maybe a certain bike build would give a Honda or a Yamaha a completely different look, because it's not meant to have those.
Yeah, it's matte gray.
Well, just something different.
But yeah, they do it. They do it for quality. It's a good plating.
So then zinc, in other words, is almost like an anode rod in a water heater.
Yeah, exactly.
All the contaminants, let's say, in the water will attack the rod rather than rot out the water heater itself.
Right. So or the one I always use is in steel ships in the ocean, they put a zinc anode in the hull to attract the corrosion to keep the steel from rusting.
And regular boats do that too, right? Yeah. I don't know what the part's called, but I've heard of that. So like dissimilar metals type of deal.
And you have to replace it once in a while because it corrodes and it's doing its job.
It's saving something that's more expensive.
Nickel, on the other hand, is selfish. Nickel says, don't touch me, go to the steel.
Damn, I look good.
And you lose your steel, which isn't a good thing on a motorcycle part.
Sure. Yeah. That's really interesting. So what's the latest and greatest here? Like, what's the newest product? I know the engine fastener kits that are like make and model specific are relatively new, or is there?
Yeah, those are new this year, and we're really pumped. That's one of those products I was talking about. When I made them, I looked at them, I was like, I would buy this. This is really cool. They're like $27, and they do all the exterior fasteners on your motor. And it's all labeled and organized. So you're doing your center cases, you just pull that pocket out. That's all your center cases, your clutch cover, your water pump, all that.
And you go in phases, right? Yeah. Brian showed me the
build sheet.
The chart inside the package with all the labels on it. It's
and they go all the way back to like the early mid 80s.
Right.
So yeah, you're doing a motor build. It's not much money, and it really makes it look killer.
Just it's too easy.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go on the OEM parts microfiche and single out every single bolt and then pay $4 a bolt.
$3 or $4 a piece. Yeah.
On top of that.
I mean, you're getting all of them for the $27, and they're large. Wow. Some of them actually are really. I pick them up. They're really heavy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bolts in there. Long ones too, like up to 100 mils. You know.
I saw some in the bins upstairs. Like I'd never seen some of those size bolts that long. I don't even know what they're for. But these even have like the copper crush washers for cylinder head nuts in them.
Yeah, and the domed heads for the cylinder head nuts, and drain plug washers usually included in there. All your check bolt, your coolant check bolt, and your oil level check bolt, they'll come with the crush washer in the bolt.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, it has been a fantastic day hanging out with you as always. I appreciate your time, and thanks for joining me and explaining to everyone else what's new and exciting here and showing us all 1.0 through 4.0 of the Bolt facilities, the worldwide headquarters, Atascadero, California. And we thank you guys for watching also. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this, and with any luck, we'll be doing it again soon.